All right, so this is an implicit differentiation. And so we have the expression or equation 2x minus x plus xy is equal to 4. And they want us to take the double derivative of this using implicit differentiation. So I've written that down. And give me 1 second, we'll get the screen to come up. And so what I need to do is I'm just going to take derivative of everything, and anything that has a y in it, we're just going to tack on dy dx at the end of it. So for example, the derivative of 2y is really just 2, but I'm going to tack on dy dx. And then the derivative of negative x is just negative 1. Now for this one I got to use the product rule. So I'm going to say plus. For the product rule, I do x and then the derivative of y, which is just dy dx, plus, now I'm going to tack on the derivative of x, which is just 1 times y. Right? So if you guys don't remember, if I wanted to take the derivative of this, what I did is I said uv prime plus vu prime, basically. Okay, that's the product rule. And so now the derivative of 4 is 0, and I'm all done. So we want dy dx, so we're going to isolate that or get it by itself. Oh, wait, I got another one over here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to say 2 dy dx. I'm going to move this 1 over to the other side, so then it becomes a plus 1. And then I've got plus x dy dx. And then I have this y. I'm going to move that y over to the other side by subtracting it. So I've got 1 minus y. Okay. I'm going to factor out my dy dx's. And that gets multiplied by 2 plus x. That's an x. And that's equal to 1 minus y. So if I divide both sides by 2 plus x, I apologize, that should be a minus sign, over 2 plus x. Okay? And so I'm going to write this over to the side because I kind of did a sloppy job. So then dy dx is equal to 1 minus y all over 2 plus x. So now I just need to take the derivative of this again to get dy dx. Now there is there's a couple of ways that I could do this. I'm not quite sure how, well, let's just take the derivative of this again. There's a shortcut, but I'm afraid if I do the shortcut now, it'll mess you guys up. So this is the same as the quotient rule. So remember that the quotient rule is, was it? I can never remember. So let's look in our handy dandy Quizlet cards that Mr. Adams made for you guys of the common derivatives, right? Because the quotient rule is important, right? We all know that it's vu prime minus v prime u, or uv prime, all over v squared. Okay, and so now that I've written that down, I'm going to plug and chug. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let me write this down on another piece of paper. I've got dy dx is equal to 1 minus y all over 2x, or 2 plus x. And we said that whenever we want to take the derivative of a quotient, then we need vu prime minus uv prime all over v squared. All right. So now then I'm going to let u equal the numerator, which is 1 minus y. So then u prime would be minus 1, or minus dy dx. All right. Because we're taking the derivative of y, we always have to tack on that dy dx. So then v is going to be 2 plus x, so then v prime is going to be just 1, because the derivative of that is just 1. So then my double prime is going to be v, which is going to be 2 plus x, times u prime, which is just negative dy dx, minus u, which is going to be 1 minus y, and then v prime, which is just 1. All over v squared, which is going to be 2 plus x squared. Okay? Now, the funny thing is that dy dx, well, what is dy dx? Well, dy dx is this stuff. So in my next line, I'm going to say 2 plus x times negative 1 minus y, 2 plus x minus, well, if I push the 1 through, like if I push this negative 1 through, I'm going to get negative 1 plus y, all over 2 plus x squared. Okay. Now, this is the same as 2 plus x over 1, so this cancels with this, and I get to push this negative through, so I get negative 1 plus y minus 1 plus y all over 2 plus x squared. Okay. Now, if I push that through, I get negative 2 plus 2y all over 2 plus x squared. Oh, I think it's C, right? Because that could be the same as 2y minus 2 all over 2 plus x squared. So I think that's option number C. Let's see. Yep, that's it. That's how you do that problem.